Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block, on a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At InChain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts, basically ones that can run operating systems. That's basically all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Good afternoon, everybody. It looks like we are live just after 5. If any of you have been following my Twitter feed, you'll see I've been having an absolute whale of a time today, which is why the show is a little bit late. Sorry about that. I also need to rush off quickly because I've actually got things to do, because what I've been doing today on Twitter has taken up far too much time, but I don't care because it's been too much fun. So let's just crack on with it. For anybody who's watching the show for the first time, the reason we are broadcasting live on Twitch is because I used to broadcast live on YouTube. But YouTube tried they deleted 2 of my channels. Then they prevented me from editing my shows. Then they were deleting episodes. And I was just like, you know what? This is absolutely insane. Bearing in mind, I was maybe only getting 50 viewers, on my videos. And it's just like, are you seriously? You're going to spend this much effort, you're literally trying to shut me down, and silence me because I've only got 50 viewers. Literally, it's only because those at the top, as in those who sit behind the face of the Federal Reserve, those people that have got real access to the money printers that do all these off-balance sheet transactions, the ones that basically pay everybody's wages, have got long-reaching tentacles. And that's kind of where it's coming from. And actually, I'm going to see if I can find an image that goes on about these long-reaching tentacles. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to send it to me. Send it to myself on my Twitter direct messages, because I've got this image actually in my phone. It's absolutely fascinating. So let's now that I'm on the topic, let's read through it. Right, hold on one sec. I know that it's here somewhere. Hold on. Scrolling down. This is called Winging Your Show as you go. It's going to be worth it though when we get it. Yeah. All right. Just come into these images. It's around here somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. It's just loading it up. There we go. Right, I've got Oh, great. I see people in the chat box already. Thank you very much for joining me. Just excuse my lack of planning while I'm finding this picture. It was just inspirational. I'm going to actually send this to my... Oh, I've got it. Oh, you beauty. There we go. Huh. Right, yeah, let's... I'm just going to read this image that I've just sent to myself. Here we go. Check it out. Right, so this was a quote by Woodrow Wilson, who was the 28th US president. And this quote here says, "Some of the biggest men in the United States in the field of commerce and manufacture are afraid of somebody, are afraid of something. They know that there is a power somewhere so organized, so subtle, so watchful, so interlocked, so complete, so pervasive, that they had better not speak above their breath when they speak in condemnation of it." Well, that is the power that's got access to the money printers, but not the face of the Federal Reserve, not the chairman of the Federal Reserve. It's those people who pull the strings of the chairman of the Federal Reserve that are doing this, that have got these long-reaching tentacles. So that's kind of like what we're up against, and why my channel was being shut down even though I was only getting like 50 views. Absolutely insane. Hence I now use a VPN to do all my streaming. I had to go that far just to get another email account. Right, hold on a second. But let's crack on with this opener, because this opener is ruffling a few feathers, to say the least. So if it's ruffling feathers, it means it's working. Oh, I actually altered this just recently. Hold on, let me just send myself another one, because I just doing some upgrades to my show and all. Here we... Oh, it wasn't that one. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. That's the one I want. Check it out. Makes it slightly clearer to explain to people what happened, because I'm expecting a huge influx of people, newbies, into my show recently. They're all going to be asking, look, what is BSV? BSV is Satoshi's vision. So Satoshi Nakamoto had a vision. That vision was Bitcoin. Bitcoin is Satoshi's vision. Bitcoin is BSV. That is it. So Bitcoin started out as Genesis block, and the protocol just simply continued. Now, in order to be a commodity, something has to be common to everyone. And if it's common to everyone, it means that, it can be tampered with, just like gold can be manipulated and it can be debased and other shit can be added to it. Now, this is what happened to Bitcoin via Blockstream. So Blockstream, obviously, again, I think these are the had $100 million funneled to them through multinational corporations that have got suspiciously close links to the Federal Reserve. Go figure. And they were just like, oh, well, actually, we don't really want Bitcoin to succeed as money. So what do? Well, you have to centralize it. And the way you centralize it is by segregating the signatures on the chain. And when you segregate the signatures on the chain, you then have complete control over it. And then people have to ask you if they can build on it. Like Vitalik had to ask, excuse me, can I build Ethereum on top of your blockchain? No, you can't. All right, I'll build my own in. And then we have Ethereum created with all this shitcoin market on top of it as well. Then what are they? Yeah, then when Ethereum can't be built, well, they've got to answer questions. Well, so why can't you let Ethereum build it? Why don't you scale it? Well, it's Bitcoin isn't meant to be used. It's in order to be censorship resistant. It's it's only for large transactions. A store of value. It needs to be a store of value. So people aren't meant to use it. It's absolutely ridiculous. And now it's digital gold. I can't believe that people actually believe this shit, to be honest with you. But if something doesn't work like Bitcoin and is no longer defined by Bitcoin, and the alternative definition is given by an alternative source, it's that alternative source that control and maintain it, which is Blockstream. So this is what happened. So on the 1st of August 2017, the chain split, and by the 24th of August, Blockstream had already segregated the signatures on the network, taking it under their control and crashing its fundamental value to absolute zero. Because anything that has, well, if money cannot have a central point of authority or control. If money does have a central point of authority or control, it is centralized and fundamentally worthless as money. Therefore, for whatever it is that's being issued, this digital piece of crap is a security, a token at best, is what it is. And for those of you who don't believe that Blockstream control BTC, well, I've just gone to the effort of making these videos today. So check this out. Here we go. Just going to open this. Yeah, I've got a file now with all my videos in it. Check it out. Loving this. Right. Feast your, or shall I say feast your eyes, feast your ears on this. Here we go.
Bitcoin was created by the central bankers that enslave you today. It is their scapegoat.
How do you answer those, Max and Stacey?
I think the evidence is clear that they do not control it. There's 10 years, almost 11 years now of track record.
Yeah, Blockstream controls it. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Who does?
Blockstream.
Oh,
all right.
I was looking at you when I said that.
Yeah, I'm a block. I have a spy. I'm one of the spies. No, so this, it's an interesting. There's.
This is what it all comes down to.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I mean, that was Samson Mao, who was the chief strategy officer of Blockstream, telling everyone that Blockstream control BTC. And you can hear it in their voices. It's absolutely genuine. They were literally gobsmacked by what they heard because the guy is a fool and he let it slip. And again, these people don't understand the significance of Blockstream controlling BTC because they're just like, well, somebody's got to control it. May as well be them. Like, no. They actually centrally control it. They have a permission-based centralized blockchain that is not available to the public. If something's available to the public, it means anyone and everyone can build on it. It is permissionless. And he's literally just said that. Literally, like you didn't mishear that. That was actually said. So there we go. That's BTC. You don't have to say anything more on that. Like literally, it is a goner. So, and the reason that's a goner is because, well, let's say like, they're building the Lightning Network. In order, as I said like yesterday, in order for something to be money and work as a medium of exchange, the value of that data has to be sent across and represent the value of the good or service that you expect. If you have transferred value, you expect the same value back with the good or service that you've ordered. If the purchaser then does a runner or reneges on the agreement, you need to then have legal recourse on that trade and go to the court and say, look, I have sent them this value. I either want the good or service in return for that value, or I want that value back. Now, what you can't do is go to the court and say, "Oh, I gave them a bit of fresh air, and therefore I expected that good or service." They're just like, "Well, that bit of fresh air doesn't equal the value of the good or service that you expected. Therefore, you cannot have any reasonable expectation of the good or service being provided." Now, this is what happens with Lightning Network because the data does not go through the blockchain. The data, therefore, does not have any value. The data, therefore, can be lost, as many people have already discovered. They've lost their Bitcoin on the Lightning Network because the data isn't safe. It can be lost. Therefore, the data on it does not have any fundamental value. And in order for any data on Lightning Network to have any fundamental value, if it was going to have any fundamental value, the nodes on the network would have to be registered as money service businesses and hold a money transmitter license in order to make sure that they adhered to strict regulations so that data wasn't lost, so that it wasn't cracked, hacked, altered, changed, or deleted. That's the whole point of being regulated, so that if you are not adhering to those regulations, you get shut down because you cannot be trusted. You cannot be part of the financial system. This is what blockchain solves. So first of all, we've got Blockstream saying, right, you're not meant to use it, and they're taking away the reasonable expectation to trade with value. But then they're saying, well, you're not meant to use it anyway. Don't spam the network. All this crap. Anyway, it's completely centralized. And then Roger Ver and his mates thought, oh right, well, I should say Bitcoin then continued, but it got a new ticker symbol, which is BCH. And then Roger Ver and his mates thought, oh, well, now we've got our hands on it. We'll just simply do the same. So we'll add your schnorr signatures, and we'll make it illegal. So, or when I say illegal, as in not non-legally compliant, so that transactions can't be verified. Now, if it's because it's anonymous. Now, if it's anonymous, you cannot prove that you've actually sent that value over. So first of all, you have to prove that there is value, and then secondly, you have to prove that you've sent the value. And so first of all, there is no value in BTC, and now with Bcrash, you can't prove you've sent the value with them. So it's absolutely, utterly, fundamentally useless. International and global trade will just simply never use it. And if you don't believe me, well, I've got another video just for you right now. Have a listen to this. Here we go.
I have a question here from Satoshi, defender of Bitcoin. He said, if a cryptocurrency is anonymous, like BCH, I don't think BCH is anonymous, but maybe there is something.
Check out cashfusion.com, and you combine that with reusable payment codes, and you get Bitcoin Cash in the same sort of ballpark of privacy as Monero. It's really awesome. So you can check out Cashfusion. And I always get it wrong. I think it's .com, but it might be .org. So you can check both. Cashfusion.com.
Okay, awesome. So BCH, maybe using Cash Fusion and XMR, if they're anonymous, how can a business get legal recourse against a supplier if the supplier defaults and no proof on the transaction exists because anon?
Yeah, if you want your cryptocurrency to be perfectly legal for everything all the time, just go use your Visa card. Just go use your PayPal, right? What do you need a cryptocurrency for? You can do all of it with a centralized, fully legal and fully compliant payment platform, right? So go use PayPal. I think you've missed the entire point. The entire point of cryptocurrencies is that by technological design, they are beyond the reach of the law. They're above the law. That's why, imagine if Bitcoin could have been shut down by governments, they probably would have shut it down from right out of the gate. And it's the fact that Bitcoin can't be shut down. We should ask the BSVers this: if they pass a law saying BSV needs to shut down their blockchain, are they going to obey and shut down their BSV blockchain? I hope the answer would be no. Which is just, a lot of the stuff I see from some of these BSVers are silly. But then there's other BSV fans that, I'm very, very sympathetic to their way of thinking. But the ones that say that the blockchains all need to be legally compliant about everything all the time, just go use your Visa card.
Did you hear that? Just go and use your Visa card. Like, honestly, absolutely delusional. Totally off his rocker and utterly wrong. I cannot stress this enough. And nothing is above the law. Like, literally nothing. Giving that message out to people is reckless, stupid, and dangerous. Really dangerous. You will end up in jail just like Roger Ver has already been. It is absolutely ridiculous. And as I've said, it was not designed to be anonymous and be above the law and can't be shut down. It absolutely can and will be shut down. Nothing is above the law. The reason the law hasn't shut Bitcoin down is because it is regulatory compliant. Because it falls under the definition of a commodity. And there is nothing wrong with this commodity because it is a use case. It's not a security. It's common to everyone, and it has its value because it is useful. And the reason it's useful is because it fulfills blockchain technology. That is the whole point. For the first time ever, it is going to revolutionize digital data. As I've said before many times, it is the foundation layer for all future digital technologies, secured and underpinned by economic principles. That is why Roger is just so wrong. He's just so wrong. And if you wonder why I call it Bcrash, well, have a listen to this.
And we're going to really spread Bitcoin Crash across the entire country here in Antigua.
I have a question here from Satoshi.
There we go. So he called it Bcrash himself. I mean, that's just absolutely hilarious, you know. So then obviously they're carrying on to a dead end basically, and then Craig and Calvin just simply had to carry on Bitcoin and scale it massively. So if you have something that scales massively, that is legally compliant, it basically means that world trade and international commerce are going to use it, which is the largest market. And if you have the largest market brings the largest value with it. And so if you're wondering why, Craig wants to go for the largest market, well, have a listen to what he says about it. Here we go. Check this out.
At the end of the day, we own a lot of Bitcoin. The simple thing is, if we make the network scale, if we make it bigger, my main compensation, more than anything anyone could ever pay me, is the price of Bitcoin goes up. So that's my pure drive. I want Bitcoin not to go up to 10,000 or 100,000. I want it to be worth millions per Bitcoin. That's it. And that's what we spend money for. Very simple.
There we go. That is what they spend money for. Very simple. If we make it scale, if we make it bigger, because it is regulatory compliant, the entire world will use it. He doesn't want Bitcoin to go up to 10,000 or 100,000. He wants it to be worth millions per Bitcoin. Very simple. That is it. And when you've got, lots of money, just go buy yourself a desert island. I mean, hell, in Dubai, they build their own desert islands. If you've got that much money, go build your own desert island, class it as your own country, put it in international waters and, go smoke crack in your own home. Just do all the shit that you want to do. Just do not do it in society. I've got a niece and a nephew, for example. I don't want them growing up being crack addicts, or being around crack addicts, or being influenced by crack addicts, or any of that shit. It's absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, I have been having great fun today. Let's go on to the this coin crack chart. And again, I've made another video for this. So let's just remind ourselves what shitcoiners say, shall we? Here we go. Let's remind ourselves. What does it shitcoiners say?
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
I'm gonna play that every time, because it cracks me up. Like, oh my god, I was watching, some videos earlier on today. Honestly, some shitcoiners are absolutely insane. Like, absolutely insane. Encouraging people to keep buying these securities, like XRP, and the, and like just going over all these other shitcoins, just looking at price, having no idea about the fundamentals, the fundamental analysis of these things, and how utterly worthless they are, and how they are absolutely illegal securities. And then even when they're illegal securities, they're going, oh, well, they'll probably just simply get, a slap on a wrist, and, yeah, well, who really cares, in other words? And it's just like, oh my god, this is people's money. They are listening to you, for, I would say, advice. Even though they always cover their ass and say, oh, not advice. Well, if it's not advice, stop talking shit then. Give them some quality information. Like, honestly, it's absolutely outrageous. And so, talking about outrageous, I've also got another video of Charlie Lee here. So, as you can see on this coin crap market, I've labelled all these shitcoins, utter shitcoins, as you can see, like the coin type, shitcoin, 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 shitcoin. The only one that doesn't have a shitcoin logo next to it, and that's because the result is a shitcoin rather than actually coin type, is Litecoin. Because it is regulatory compliant. It is a commodity. The only thing that discredits it is the fact that Charlie Lee from the beginning admitted straight out that he created it. He started it. But therefore he's not created or started anything that neither the US government or the Chinese government could just simply start themselves. The unique selling point, what gives Bitcoin its fundamental value, is its neutral growth. From a decentralized starting point. As we know, the start point was decentralized by the you know, by the fact that the white paper was released to the Western world in English, you know, but the author gave himself a Japanese pseudonym. So, you know, who was he? Where did he start from? You know, and then he stepped away from the project, so he didn't have any fundamental, or yes, there was no centralized control authority on him or influence on the growth of the network. That is where the value lies in Bitcoin. And literally only a Bitcoin, which, as I've explained earlier, is BSV, has that fundamental value. So I've done another video here of Litecoin. So have a listen to this. Here we go. Good old Charlie Lee.
You created Litecoin, right? So this has to be something like you're incredibly passionate about.
Yeah, as most of you probably know, I kind of created it just for fun, right? I didn't really expect it to become anything.
Like, oh my god. Oh my god. You know, seriously, that's why he exit scammed it. Like, you know, I think I've got images of how much or how and where he exit scammed. There it is. Just remind ourselves again. So according to the Litecoin Foundation, Charlie Lee sold all of his Litecoin holdings at $98, $155 and $350. You know, and let's have a quick look at the CoinCrack chart while we're here. Actually, look at the prices just to see what it is today. I mean, it might have gone up a little bit, but I mean, who cares? He's out, and he will get away with it. Look at that, like $155. Oh, congratulations to Charlie Lee. $155. Like, good grief, good grief. Yeah, it's quite. Well, want to have a cool. Yeah, let's just whiz through these charts. I've not seen these today because I've been busy. Look at this. So BSV hash rate. So it's got 0.2% of the hash rate. Bcrash has got 1% and CoolCoin 98.7. Network nodes. Same as they ever were since the 15th of November 2018 when Bitcoin finally got its protocol back with a new ticker symbol, BSV. We got 2.4% on Bitcoin, 10.2 on Bcrash, 87.4 on CoolCoin. Transactions, look at this. That's more like it. Now we are talking. Back in the lead. 40, and that's only going to start growing. 46.3% for Bitcoin, 14.6 for Bcrash, and 39.1 for CoolCoin. And then block size, CoolCoin just winning, but 38.3% for Bitcoin, 11.9 for Bcrash, and 49.8% for CoolCoin. Let's play spot the biggest block on Bcrash. Look at that, Hathor mining big block, so I can see a 469 straight away. Oh, a 988 by Antpool. Be hard push to find it. Oh, no, we've got a 1 megabyte block from Via BTC. That's the biggest one. But yeah, I mean, Hathor chomping away at these blocks, you know, with data in. Absolutely hilarious. Like making it more competitive and less profitable, ultimately. And then we look at CoolCoin. Again, they've got a 1 megabyte restriction because they don't want people to use money. It's just so ridiculous. Massive Ponzi scheme. Absolutely insane. How people can't see through it just absolutely baffles me. It will never stop amusing me. All right, and let's look at some of the data on Bitcoin. Here we go. I can see a 10 megabyte block mined by Tau. I mean, look at all these blocks with data in. You know, the data is coming back on chain. Here we go. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely rocking there. Hathor still chomping away at payments. Great stuff. So let's go through these graphs. We've got a Bitcoin hash rate by network. Yada. Proof of work by network. Again, CoolCoin and Bcrash will just simply stop one day. Hash rate by network, Bcrash versus Bitcoin. Proof of work, Bcrash versus Bitcoin. It is 28.4 thousand times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than CoolCoin because CoolCoin is a piece of shit, and but it's 3.9% more profitable to mine on CoolCoin. Who cares? Just because numbers gone up. So daily average Bitcoin block size by network. Oh, CoolCoin winning. Transactions by network. Yes, Bitcoin just taking the lead again. Per block. Oh, Bitcoin winning. Loving that. Fees USD, Bitcoin smashing it. Fee Satoshi's Bitcoin smashing it. Block reward ratio again, that will come with time, which follows price, which follows value. So just give it time. Blockchain growth by network again. Just laughing at the bitching chain there, absolutely hilarious. Global hash rate 7 days. Yeah, F2 Pool and Binance up this week. Huobi fancying themselves this week. They've increased their hash. And then there's Jihan and Pool in. Yeah. Global hash rate 24 hours. Wow. Via BTC turning up the Huobi macking it in second place over 24 hours. Wow. Let's see where that's gone then. So, it looks like Huobi's turned up the heat on CoreCoin. Cano as well up there on CoreCoin, pushing via BTC down into 6th place. And Jihan BTC.com is 5th. Let's have a look at B Crash. Oh, Antpool loving this piece of shit for whatever reason. Hathor with a roughly like 29% and Antpool 33. But let's have a look at Bitcoin. Excellent. Good to see Binance has been shaken off the chain. Like, you know, these. I mean, Huobi's still macking it though. But Tau sticking to the guns, 30.5%. Hathor 28.4%. Huobi fancying some. Norpool, Mempool, they've been mining some big blocks recently. And then via BTC back on there. So I think via BTC maybe they're getting lucky. I know they're spreading their bets. I mean, look, again, shitcoin. Look, shitcoin is shit for brains. They're mining on all three. You know, just a little bit on Bitcoin. You know, maybe they're trying to spread their bets, hedge the bets is what they're calling it. Getting lucky. You know, but yeah, that's about it. So let's have a look at Bitcoin blocks live. See what the chain is doing. This is like the exercising of it. Back down to 1.8 transactions per second. But again, 3.8. Good. Friendly newbies watching this for the first time. This is the blockchain working in front of our very eyes. The global blockchain. Currently with around 2.7 transactions per second. I've seen this as high as 3,000. The vertical rectangular blocks we're looking at here that are being produced are the transactions being recognized by the nodes on the network, and below it are the organizations that are actually generating those transactions. So as you can see at the moment, we've got predictology and then unrecognized, so they're probably like new concept apps coming on chain. Peergames.com, some plain text, which could be anything, and then a TDXP app now taking quite a few transactions. Interesting to see. Once those transactions are recognized by the nodes on the network, they're then thrown into the meme pool, which is here below. So you can see there's unrecognized, predictology, plain text, peer games. I think that's bvote or something, and TDXP, Preve, City on Chain, and Map. Oh, interesting. And then once they're in the meme pool, the miners, payment processors, then compete to process those payments, put them on chain, store them in a block, and put the block on the blockchain, which we can see growing before our very eyes right down here at the bottom. So as you can see, I'm highlighting this this green candle with 10.3 megabytes, and in the highlighted rectangular box below, we've got the hash number of that block, the height, who it was mined by, size, time, date, transaction count, and total fees in the block, which in this one total $9.81. Now, Bitcoin at the moment is what economically sustains the miners. But Bitcoin being fixed in supply, obviously the reward gets cut in half every 210,000 blocks, which is why it is a race against time. It's not a race against all these shitcoiners. It's not a case of all they do is just simply distract time and energy away from Bitcoin. Bitcoin would already be multiple millions of dollars now by now if we hadn't been distracted by all these shitcoiners with shit for brains. But as it is, Bitcoin is now rocking and rolling, and so when the block reward gets cut in half every 210,000 blocks, so as the block reward depletes, it means that the volume of transactions on the chain has to substitute the block reward. And as we've seen these images that I sent myself, one of my favorite pictures that we'll look at, it is anticipated that a crossover between the block reward, which currently sits at 6.25 Bitcoin, which is about $1,000, they're hoping that the fees in the block will cross over the block rewards in Q1 2021, of which we are now in. Massively exciting. I can't stress enough about just how exciting this period is that we're in. We know that Tal received a 20,000 BSV loan from CSW International. So if they were going to just simply dump that that loan of Bitcoin into fiat and maybe expand their operations, they could have just simply sent Coolcoin across. You know, be easy to do. So my guess is that by giving them the loan of Bitcoin, they're probably anticipating a price hike quite imminently for various reasons that we might go over. Then when the price hike occurs, they will obviously be able to massively expand their operation in time to be able to process the huge volume of transactions that are anticipated to come on chain very soon. So again, we'll listen to a video in just a minute of EHR data and their app, because we think they're coming on chain very soon. So let's just have a quick look at one of these other metrics then. This is we already looked at that one. Go on. Oh yeah, calm down, breathe. Here we go. Bit info charts. Here we go. So again, these are just like various different metrics that are across all cryptos that you can compare, so they're quite interesting. The rich list at the top shows you the number of Bitcoin and shitcoin in the various wallets. And if we go to bit info chart, it shows you all these shitcoins that you can compare across the top. And then the tabs on the left hand side that you can scroll over, the highlighted in blue, are ones that you can use to see metrics against each other. So on this one, we're going to go to log. We'll go to 3 years because that's the important bit. We'll take Doge out. We'll obviously put Bitcoin in because that's the whole point. And we'll add Bcrash just for lols, so you can see how shit it is. There we go. So this was this is Bitcoin again. So a new ticker symbol, new price. Effectively people's new metrics started, even though the chain continued. But 15th of November 2018, and look at what Bitcoin has done. Look at the power in that. That is development, that is utility, that is value. Absolutely huge. And we can see there's been a massive increase now that the devs are back from a holiday. So there we go. So we've got 278,000 transactions on chain. Compare that to Litecoin with just 70,000. What a joke. Bcrash, like not even half that. That's like 112,000. You got Ethereum 1.2 and Coolcoin just a little bit above that, 100,000 more transactions. But I mean, we're gonna smash them this year. I'll absolutely smash them. There we go. So what I'll do I'll leave the. That's going to be the intro done for YouTube purposes. The rest of what we go through, which I'm just going to go through here, is going to be the show. Now check this out. Right, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed that show. A little bit unplanned, but we got through it. Still enjoyed it. Great fun. So as ever, be aware. Take care. Stay safe out there. Joy given. Same time tomorrow. Catch you later. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and watch the full episode on Streamanity for just 20 cents. Go to www.satoshi.tv. See the link in the description below. Bitcoin, one world, one chain.
Yeah! One vision.